Good. Good evening, family. Brother Tim Moss from Chicago, coming to you live in Chicago. You know, in the midst of the crisis that's going on in Chicago, it really amazes me. I grew up here, born and raised, and the most wonderful people that you can ever imagine live here. The most beautiful mothers, grandmothers, aunts and uncles, friends and relatives, they live here. I grew up with them. I know most of them. You'd be surprised how many people from Chicago I know. I would put it up about 1 million or more, maybe. And if they don't know me, guess what? They know my family. They know of us. Good-hearted people from the old school. And see, I'm amazed at how what's going on now here is going on in all our major cities, but all over the world, even abroad. And it seems like the media and the governments and the general consensus of the population are in agreement with flooding our communities with drugs, guns. They flood our communities with all these things. It's been going on since the 50s and 60s, but it's like at an all-time high now. So you got a group of people who have been impoverished for much too long. You got young brothers and sisters out here who don't have parents because of the drugs that the powers that be have put into our neighborhoods, the guns that they put into our neighborhoods. Think about it, family. Which one of us, black men or women, Latina, or any other minority, which one of us own a gun factory? Which one of us can afford to fly drugs from Asia and all over the world? And here's the thing, we got the most powerful country in the world. We live in America. So it seems to me that America's responsible for what's going on in Chicago. All of America. America's responsible for what's going on in our major cities. This killing, this eliminating a culture of people. It's genocide is what it is, and it's been going on much too long. And you know, for a brother who grew up here in Chicago, I see it all day long. And it's sad that the young people don't understand what I'm talking about. Because I'm out here on the battlefield, I'm out here in the war zone every day. Me and my family, me and the brother who's filming, we've been out here all of our lives. And it's just sad that the true story is not being told. Because the truth of the matter is, our government's responsible for what's going on in Chicago. Listen, they took all the programs away. It used to be free music classes, free boxing, free arts and crafts. It used to be everything free. There's nothing for the children to do. There's no place for them to go. They take all the monies and go to the rich elite part of Chicago, the north side, where all the lighter complected people stay, if you will. You see what I'm saying? They don't care about what goes on over here. They don't care about the children, the worst of everything. They create this. The government's responsible for this. We are good people. We are fantastic, loving, caring people, family. And we everywhere. And you, if you're listening to this and you're watching this, pay attention to what I'm telling you. It's not just happening here in Chicago. It's happening all over the world. All over the world. Abroad. The oppression that's going on is caused by a group of people. Why won't our pastors and educators tell the truth? Who are these people who flood our communities with the drugs? We know who putting the guns, who make the guns. Colt, Beretta, all the other gun makers, they make them. Henry, I mean, how are our kids getting these guns? You think, who can bring guns into our community other than the people with the money? And who are the people with the money? Let's get out of fairy tale land. We know who's who. We know who's doing what. So when we gonna stand up like this and say enough is enough? We want y'all drugs out of our community. We want y'all who don't live in our community to get out. We not gonna do no business with you. You must be about this city, to be a part of this city. And our media is not reporting the truth. They're not talking about us people. They want to always highlight what's bad, the worst. They show the worst. Why don't they show us more? Why don't they show us people who are out on the battlefield, taking homeless people in, feeding people, medically trying to help people, caring for our elders, doing the best we can. We're not funded. We don't have anything. We put our tools and fuse together to try to help each other. We love each other. And we love you too out there. We got to stand up, people. You know, any questions, somebody say something. Somebody agree with me. You see what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of people who know I'm not lying. I'm not lying, people. This government responsible for what's going on. Our government. The powers that be. The powers who, they have the power. You mean to tell me they can go to the moon? They can go all over the world. They can give other countries millions and millions and millions and trillions of dollars, but they can't help a little town in Chicago where our last president hails from? You gonna tell me that? Come on, family. Can't you see? It's a conspiracy. It must be. And if I'm lying, you stop me when I'm wrong. It's happening in Chicago. It's happening in Cleveland, Atlanta, Texas. You name it, it's going on. It's happening over in the islands. They got our people so impoverished, and they just got the neck around. What would you do, the people who are impoverishing my people, what would you do if that situation was reversed? I think it'd be worse, because we are a persevering people. We're gonna persevere through this. If you help us, we all can fix this situation very easily. Get the drugs out, get the guns out, put some money in the neighborhoods, put some programs here for these poor people, and stop being about that. Okay.
I got a question. Okay. Now, I think it is the Second Amendment right that we can bear arms. So what are you saying? Get all the guns out of the black neighborhood? What about the people that that's cautious, careful with guns and stuff like that? Talk about that.
Brother, let's talk about it. I love you, man. I love to talk about it because this is what it is. I've lived in places where gun education starts as soon as they're able to know it. You can believe there are different groups and communities who aren't impoverished, who teach their children gun safety, how to use these weapons. They're all over the world right now. But no, it can't happen here. Why aren't the police even doing it? Let's start educating kids on what guns are right now. Let's teach them and make them responsible. Yes, you should be able to own a gun. And all the responsible people should have guns. But what you have here, and we don't need martial law, what you have here is an unswing of things. In all of our communities, you know how the guns get here. And what's the reason behind the guns? The drugs, the pills, the cocaine, the heroin. You see what I'm saying? Okay, I'll bring some guns in. I'll give them to these guys. Go sell my dope. Here's some guns to make sure you can. And then I'll do the same thing on this other side of the street. Then what I got?
Let me ask you another question.
Yes, sir.
But Tim.
Yes, sir.
I always say, not only the drug dealers that's selling the drugs or the ones that are giving the drugs out, I think the people that's buying drugs are just as guilty.
They are. But let me tell you this, my brother. When you get impoverished people who are tired of being tired, sick of being tired, sick of being out impoverished, sick of being last, and then you give them some drugs and alcohol, it turns into something called escapism. And listen, my people have been needing escapism for the last 2,000 years abroad, the last 500 years right here in this country. They need escapism. That's no excuse to get away from the truth. But when you take people's history from them, when you take their land, you take their identity, when you take their substance from them, what you have is a desperate, sick people. Our people are sick and they need healing. They need healing now, not tomorrow. The government can fix this today. Put the money in here. Come clean up our streets. See my little brothers put their guns down. Make it like it is in rural America where they can go to school without worrying about if they're going to make it home or not. Do these things. Get educators in here who care. Get police on the street who care and not just own it for the paycheck because they make a lot of money up here. They create most of this stuff that goes on. This is why they're the highest paid and some of the most fierce, corrupt systems there is. This whole institution, family, is sad, and we are tired. And I'm pleading to the people who rule the world. We are tired. Take your drugs out of our community. Take your alcohol off our corners. Take your pills out our schools. Get it away from our children. Get your cocaine and your heroin up out of here. We tired. We really, really tired. And why our preachers, educators, and why our government ain't talking about it, you know why? Somebody tell me, give me a holler.
Paying them off.
Oh, everybody getting paid. Politics? I don't know, but it's shameful. So not to get too far off of this is what we're talking about here. We can talk about everything. People, family, get into your history. See, but this is the other thing that gets me. They don't talk about when the white folks were the gangbangers, or the Caucasian light-skinned people were the gang leaders and gang members. Al Capone, all the other gangsters of Chicago. They don't like to talk about that. And they don't like to talk about how do we get here? Why is it such a violent society? Boy, now we're getting ready to open up another can, ain't we? Because we had to go way back. People started going way back, and you can understand why we're here today. You understand what I'm trying to say to you all? So let's get it right. Let's fix it.
Somebody said dead presidents. I guess
Dead presidents. That's correct. That's correct. It's about that evil thing that everybody think they got to have. I got one thing more to say to you, family. When you was born butt naked. You come into the world with nothing. And that's just how you're going to leave the world. So don't be in no hurry to sell genocide to your brothers and sisters. Don't be in no hurry to put that poison in your system. Matter of fact, get rid of it. Come out their world. Stop smoking their poison cancer sticks. Stop putting their poison cocaine in your system. Stop using that heroin and the pills. Tell our babies what they've been doing to us. Everybody who's ever been there, tell your babies what they did to you. Tell your children what it's all about. Huh? Talk about the degradation. We ain't even opened up the can, brother. We ain't even opened up the can. We can go real deep in these subjects, man. You know.
I have a question for you.
Please tell me.
What role, as us blacks, I'm not even going to say African American, what we should play in being free right here in America, changing things? I think we playing, I wouldn't say the blame game, but we have to assume some of the responsibilities of our actions. So is it something that we can do starting right now to help us as a race of people?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it starts in everybody's household. I'm old school. Everything starts in your household. Every brother who's listening and every sister who's listening, every uncle who's listening, every auntie who's listening, every child, every human who's listening. Don't matter about none of this. Teach your kids the truth. Teach them love and respect. Start right here, right now.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Somebody said, ask him why the black people we love and support don't even own a corner store in Chicago. I say Kanye, Jordan, Oprah, Obama, all the comedians and athletes, etc. Mm-hmm. So they just saying why we support other people don't, this is what they said. They said ask them why black people we love and support and don't even own anything. We support other people. Mm-hmm, so answer that question for me real quick if you can.
And you know what? It boils down to this, family. It boils down to this thing called capitalism. Everybody is pimping us. Everybody comes into Chicago and make their money except Chicagoans. See, this goes back into history as to why we were even here, why we talking about this subject today. Because at one time we were just a commodity. We were used for dollars and cents. Let me tell you, let me explain down to you how the slavery's changed, because it's still slavery. Our sisters love weed. They love lashes. They love nails. My little brothers love blunts, squares. They love the drugs, the alcohol, the drinks. All these things that institution creates and maintains. And guess who the bigger consumer of all of those goods? We are. We are. We the ones who use all of these things. And we rep everybody, even to the sports, like Chicago Bears, Chicago Bulls, the Blackhawks, the Cubs. You think they care about black Chicago, Chicago, period, on the south side? Oh no. All the proceeds go to the north side. You see what I'm saying? And let's talk about Oprah, Michael Jordan. All these people who have come to Chicago. They weren't Chicagoans. None of them. They didn't come from Chicago. They made millions and millions and millions and millions and still continue to make millions of dollars today. They seem to be a part of the conspiracy, this political thing or this government thing that tries to keep us out of everything. Look, man, I grew up here where black people used to own stores in Chicago all over the south side. You trying to tell me they won't even let you and I open the store today? It's a conspiracy. We need to be, look, this is corruption at its finest, at its best. At its best. A lot of people don't want me to share what I'm sharing, but I'm coming straight from my heart. Tell the truth. That's what it is. It will set us free.
One more question,
okay,
and I'm not going to hold you people. What role does the black church plays in our freedom or in our oppression that we face every day? What role is they playing?
To be completely honest with you, it's sad, family. Look at what role of churches played in the past. Not since the 60s have we had a church. I mean, you could bring Brother Farrakhan into to the realm of trying to organize his people. Gratitude, much gratitude. However, it seems that we have no black leaders who are willing to say some of the things I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about if you want to fix something, then you have to go back to the origin of what created the problem. A lot of people say, oh, we don't need to open that up. Yes, we do, because that's what the problem is. We got racism at an all-time high. We got poverty at an all-time high. We got murder, killing, and all of those things at an all-time high. Why? Those are the results of what's happened in the past. You see what I'm saying, family? So, in order for us to fix this, we got to look at all of that. We got to look at all of that. Now, here's the thing. We don't have time to play the name game. Who did what, who shot. No, we don't have time. But we need to organize. We need to organize on the basis of what our needs are today, and what are our needs. We need money. We need help now. We need educators. We need social workers. We need police who are trained to deal with our culture. We need people of our culture policing us more. You see, do you see us up on the north side policing them? Do you see us in Latinaville over in Chicago? No. A little Chinatown right over here? You don't know. They got their own family taking care of them. We just need sensitivity, and we need some stand-up brothers like myself. I get up every morning. I facilitate with 3 different churches. I feed the homeless on Thursdays. We help elderly people. We feed people. We go help people. We're coming out of our pockets with everything we can, trying to keep the kids safe. Every summer we put ourselves together to take care of our blocks, teaching the kids to do the things that we know to do. Skills trades, some of us. Some of us just know how to be handy. So many other things that we can do.
I have one more question, and we're going to end this session. I made a statement on Facebook the other day. I said, we waiting on another race of people to help us. And my end was, forget it. I think what we're depending on those who oppress us to start reaching out for us and feeling sorry for us, man. If we got to grab a grip and say, hey, you know what, enough is enough. Let's do what we can do without the oppressor helping us to start. I think that'll be a beginning. Go ahead,
Brother
brother.
Martin, you are so true. Let me tell you something, family. I'm going to tell you a little quick thing about my biological family. 30 years ago, 10 of my family members got together. These were women who started out on welfare. And they put their little tools and fuse together. And after 5 years of putting their tools and fuse together, they bought 80+ acres of land over in Michigan. They live on it to this day. They stopped their smoking, they stopped their drinking, they got out of this world that we're in that consumes all of our money. We could cripple this economy right today if all of us, just put our money together. We need organizers to help us do that. We got to hold hands, family. If we hold hands, that's a chain that no man and no system can break. And when I say hold hands, I'm talking about from here to the equator and back. Hold hands, family. Teach your children. Bring them up in the truth. Let's get away from this fake education our oppressors want to give us, that so-and-so discovered this place, and so-and-so is this, and so on. They got the nerve and audacity to give them holidays. Come on now, let's get in the real world. This is how we're going to do it, brother. We got to hold hands. Put our monies together, we'll shut it down. Get away from their world. Sisters, drop the weave. You're beautiful. You don't need that weave. You lose the contact lenses, lose the lashes, the flaps and all of that. Lose all of that fake stuff. Give it back to them. My young brothers who selling drugs, I command you. If you really want to sell them drugs, go sell them back to the people who bring them to our country. Go sell them to the people who put them on our streets. The brothers who killing each other with them guns, go kill the people who make the guns. I'm just challenging you. Why are you going to kill me? Why are you going to kill your brother? Man, it's sick. It's sad. We out here fighting about their stuff, killing each other about their stuff. We don't need these things in our lives, and all we got to do is hold hands. You don't need to sell drugs to get your money. We rich. We are kings and queens, and we need to act like it.
Somebody had a question. He said, ask him how he feel about CPD parking them fancy patrol cars and putting some miles on them boots, because that's what going to end the violence. So this is what they're saying about. I hope I'm saying it right, Maurice. Other words, park those patrol cars and start getting on foot patrol. Walk through these neighborhoods. This is what they're saying.
That would help. That would help make it big time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna make the people who destroying our neighborhoods have to take their thing to another level. See, because we want all of this madness out of our neighborhoods. The drugs got to go. The era of the drugs got to go. You see what I'm saying? The people who own drugs got to get help. They got to clean up. You see what I'm saying? And we got to be accountable. We got to point fingers, even at our own family members. Hey, you own dope, you own drugs, and you got to get off. It's time for us to fix it. We ain't letting nobody get off. All right, you gotta be responsible, fam. You gotta be responsible. Time out. You getting drunk. Hey, who need us to be all bent over all the time? Our sisters out there degrading themselves, sell themselves for $1. Brothers are bound. All this madness. This is all madness. Evil, evil, evil at its highest. Sodom and Gomorrah, if you will. And I'm begging my people to come out the world. I'm not talking about be super religious. I'm just talking about let them have their stuff, and you'll see how your world will change. We can have our own. We can have our own. All we got to do is hold hands, go back to the good old ways. We rich family. Man, if we all put what we got together, oh my God, what can't we have? We could be the second richest country in the world. If we do this thing and hook up with all our brothers and sisters, come on. Come on, we can do this. Why wouldn't we do this? We in a war. They're coming at us from every angle. It's 360 degrees in a circle. And just put yourself in the middle of it and picture this. Everybody coming at you. We don't have no friends. Every other nationality getting paid on us. One way or the other. Facebook, Google, all of them. They're exploiting us. All of them, all abroad. Folks overseas making money, and they won't even let us open the stuff. See what I'm saying? And then they fronting us like we the worst thing ever there was. They don't want to tell America how many black gangsters, how many people were killed through the era of them being in the gangs. Ask them where they come from. Ask them how they get here, how they get their riches. They didn't get them hard working like we did. We've been in the fields. We've been in the fields for many, many years. With the whip on the back and all that. Ask any of them, ask the Chinese, ask any of these other cultures. Which one of y'all groups was whipped? Which one of y'all groups was raped? Which one of y'all groups was separated from your families? None of them. Only us. Only us. And then we got the nerve to forget what our ancestors have done for us. We got the nerve not to respect our ancestors, not to be men and women of this, geniuses, kings and queens, royal blood. We gonna settle for this in Chicago or abroad? Come on, family. It's time to stand up. I'll stand up. I'll stand up. I promise you I will. And tell the truth. I don't even need to be paid to do these things. It's the spirit in me that makes me say these things to you all. It's the spirit in me that lives, that's real. That's real. And all I want is equality, love, peace, fairness. What's wrong with that? Those are just human things that people need. Just common sense things. Respect. See my sisters respect, my daughters respected, my children not having to worry about it. They're going to be gunned tomorrow. Can't even go to, grade school. Can't afraid to even turn around out here. And see, it's a false sense of, that it's everywhere, and instead of, because it's not all of us. It's just a few. But they want to blow this thing out of proportion like it's, and it's bad. Oh, it is bad. But we need everything I just talked about. We need it everywhere. Everywhere. On north side, south side, east side, west side. We need our people to start being responsible for what's going on here. Again, and this is what I'm going to end on. None of us can bring guns here. None of us own gun factories. We should be suing them all. None of us can bring drugs here. We should be in our government's ass, our leaders' ass. Who's our leaders? Who are our aldermen? Who are our governors? We need to be in their ass because they ain't doing their job. They overpaid, greatly overpaid, all of them. They ain't even out here on the war zone. They somewhere where it's cushy. You can believe that. They someplace where it's safe, probably behind bulletproof glass. You never know. They don't care about us, fam. Look at it. Look at it from your ancestral eyes. If you want to look at America, you want to look at this world, period, flat out. Look at it through your ancestral eyes. Go back and think about what happened to your ancestors, and you put all of this together, fam. Peace out. I love you.
Peace. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Peace.